cleared for takeoff runway 28 right Airbus tray 20. X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha cleared for takeoff runway 30 straight out, departure approved.
Hello and welcome to another video for the Learjet dog, and today we'll try out Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Now we are currently in the TBM 930 by Daher, and we're going to take off and have our first impressions. Note that this is a casual flight. There's also some problem with the brakes as well, which we'll get into later. I might have messed up the takeoff trim. If you mess up the takeoff trim, it pitches up at such a low speed. Here's our second attempt at taking off. Another interesting thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator, it has this active pause feature, which is not entirely pausing the simulator, as you can see with the airspeed. If you look at the ground, Microsoft Flight Simulator does a great job of blending the objects with the scenery. In terms of performance, it's taking 39% of the CPU, which is an i7 9th generation, and 95-ish% of the GPU, which is an RTX 2070. Okay, so here we are at the bay, and if you look backwards at the bridge, you can see that there's a missing segment of it, and the airspeed with active pause is still increasing as well as the engine torque. There are still some issues like this in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Other users have reported forests in places where there aren't supposed to be, and bridge issues like the one here. Now we are in the Diamond aircraft DA40 for a full flight test. Microsoft Flight Simulator did a great job of modeling the checklist system with even a view item feature. Of course, the system simulation is not as deep as, say, a payware add-on, for example, but they've modeled the startup screen, which is something that few people do. A nice feature. Microsoft Flight Simulator also has a great lighting engine, something that X-Plane could also improve on. And here we have the ATC feature, which also resembles the FSX and X-Plane features.
San Carlos Ground Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra with Echo request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra taxi to and hold short at runway 30 via taxiway Delta Charlie Alpha. Contact tower on 119.0 when ready.
There's another issue in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you request the pushback to push you to the right or to the left, the wheel gets locked to a side.
San Carlos Ground Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra requesting the end of pushback.
On the G1000, You can also see other aircraft in the display, which is a neat feature. There's also synthetic vision with the runway as well. The colors are slightly inaccurate, but at least it's genuine synthetic vision, not some sort of camera feature as some planes and X-planes have. Here we are now again, over the lagoon. And meanwhile, I'm following the ATC instructions and disengaging the autopilot to follow the instructions. There's also another bug with the autopilot that we'll get into right about now. So if you deviate from the flight plan and you engage the autopilot, it makes overcorrections, as you can see here, with nearly a 60-degree angle. Another notable thing is that Microsoft Flight Simulator actually modeled the altimeter simulation, which is a neat feature. I forgot to adjust the altimeter so the altitude reading's slightly wrong, but that's why the ATC is constantly yelling at me. However, one thing that they didn't simulate is the pitot tubes, for example. I think I forgot to engage those, and yet the airspeed readings are still fine. And there's also the fuel problem in the DA40, where it's supposed to have fuel transfer on, but it's not transferring the fuel. Now on the right side, you can see that there's a frames per second indicator, just to give you an idea of that as well. And here we're looking around with the scenery again. And you also have my terrible off-center line landing. So there we have it, our DA40 flight, where we evaluated the systems and the autopilot and various issues. Next up, we have the A320 landing.
Los Angeles ground Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the right.
Request to end pushback received.
30, 20. Retard.